Maddalena. Very hard to hold down. He's a big body, hits like a freight train, has knockout power, and he showed like, yeah, you can getting someone down doesn't mean dick. Can you hold them down?
Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Jack Della Maddalena. How do you think those two match up?
I think Jack's fight against Bilal was a perfect fight for leading into that. Just purely, you take a lot out of stop and takedowns, because again, there's every fighter's still going to have little doubts that are going to creep in. You know, I'm sure Jack was going through that, being like, all right, like, you know, worried about, you know, what if he takes me down and all that. But the fact that he was able to stop it and feel so comfortable, I guarantee you he's leveled up again. His confidence in his takedowns has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, like, I guarantee you, if he's back in training right now, people trying to take him down are going to find it almost impossible. You know, only the top guys are going to have a chance of taking him down, and they're going to have a very hard time even holding him down. Has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, like, I guarantee you, if he's back in training right now,
Daniel Cormier has revealed an exclusive detail about Islam Makhachev's training camp, and his words have only added to the excitement ahead of the champions showdown with Jack Della Maddalena. According to Cormier, Makhachev is training harder than ever, pushing himself with an intensity that even surprised some who know him well. For Cormier, the message was clear. Islam isn't preparing like a man who already feels he has the fight in the bag. Instead, he is training as if he is the underdog, sharpening every part of his game and making sure no stone is left unturned. That kind of focus from a fighter already considered one of the most dominant in MMA history makes his presence in this matchup even more intimidating. This inside glimpse into Islam's camp immediately set off conversations across the sport. Many already viewed him as the heavy favorite, but hearing that he is training with such urgency made people think he could be preparing to make a statement performance. Still, not everyone is convinced this will be as one-sided as the odds suggest.
Della versus Islam.
Della is going to get it done. Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because his scrambles are crazy, and I feel he's going to knock him out, because I just think he's not going to be able to hand with him on the scrambles, or when he gets back up, I really think he's going to get him, and I can't wait till that happens.
Sean Brady, a highly respected welterweight, shared his view of the fight. He admitted that Islam deserves to be the favorite, but he doesn't believe the gap between the two fighters should be as wide as odds makers are making it. Brady sees Jack Della Maddalena as a real danger because of his striking skills and composure under pressure. He argued that JDM is not the type to freeze under the spotlight, and if Makhachev leaves even a small opening, Maddalena has the ability to capitalize. In Brady's eyes, this isn't a fight where one man should be written off entirely.
I think it's a lot tougher of a fight for Islam than people are giving Jack credit for. Like, Jack's very hard to hold down. He's a big body, hits like a freight train, has knockout power, and he showed like, yeah, you can getting someone down doesn't mean dick. Can you hold them down?
However, not everyone is buying into the hype. Some analysts have painted a grim picture of Maddalena's chances. They warned that JDM's aggressive boxing style could actually play right into Islam's game plan. If Maddalena steps forward with too much confidence, they argue, Islam will change levels, grab hold, and drag him into a fight on the ground. Once there, the champion's suffocating top control and ability to advance position could make the contest lopsided in a hurry. In other words, while JDM might shine on the feet, the second the fight goes to the mat, his night could unravel quickly.
And I think that's a little bit disrespectful to Jack Della Maddalena. The man's on an 18-fight winning streak. He just beat Bilal Muhammad. He defended all the takedowns there. He's beaten grapplers before in the past. Yes, Islam Makhachev is incredible, you know, and he'd be another contender for pound #1, greatest of all time, whatever you want to call it. But Bilal Muhammad was a perfect warm-up fight for Islam Makhachev. And with the boxing of Jack, if Islam was to stand with him, that'd be a bad idea. With Jack's boxing and the footwork that is associated with boxing, that's going to help him. That's going to be very advantageous. He knows how to defend the takedown. He knows what he's doing off his back. He can get back to his feet. So, yeah, I mean, I understand why Islam is a slight favorite, because he's tried and tested and the greatest lightweight fighter that the sport's ever seen. But Don't be surprised if Jack Della Maddalena gets it done.
But then came the voice of Alexander Volkanovski, someone who knows exactly what it feels like to share the cage with Islam Makhachev. Volkanovski has fought him twice, and his insight carries real weight. He predicted that Jack Della Maddalena would pose significant problems for Islam, mainly because of his strong reactive takedown defense. Volkanovski pointed out that JDM has the ability to sprawl quickly and force opponents to hesitate before shooting. That could allow him to stay standing and make Islam pay with sharp counters.
Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Jack Della Maddalena. How do you think those two match up?
I think Jack's fight against Belal was a perfect fight for leading into that. Just purely, you take a lot out of stop and takedowns, because again, there's every fighter's still going to have little doubts that are going to creep in. You know, I'm sure Jack was going through that, being like, all right, like, you know, worried about, you know, what if he takes me down and all that. But the fact that he was able to stop it and feel so comfortable, I guarantee you he's leveled up again. His confidence in his takedowns has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, like, I guarantee you, if he's back in training right now, people trying to take him down are going to find it almost impossible. You know, only the top guys are going to have a chance of taking him down, and they're going to have a very hard time even holding him down.
Henry Cejudo also weighed in on the matchup. He acknowledged that Islam deserves to be the favorite, but also stressed that Maddalena's striking cannot be overlooked. Cejudo admired Islam's timing and his comfort in the pocket, saying that his ability to exploit openings makes him dangerous to anyone, no matter how dominant they appear. For him, Makhachev is the safer pick, but he warned that the challenger has the tools to turn the fight upside down if Islam slips for even a moment.
I think Islam Makhachev is going to beat him. I think he's going to become the 11th double champ in UFC history.
Islam tweeted, keep it shiny, keep it nice for me. JDM, I mean, it was kind of like the perfect comeback. He was just like, yeah, come get it.
Keep my belt clean. Okay, so the talking has begun, dude. That fight is set. That fight's going to take place in October, Abu Dhabi. I think we all know that. We're no longer going to get Ilya versus Islam Makhachev just now, but we are going to get a fight at 155. That's going to be Charles Oliveira, Ilya Tuporia, International Fight Week.
Other fighters have been less nuanced and far more direct. The UFC star Kevin Holland, after watching Islam dominate opponents like Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley, offered a blunt three-word prediction: Islam smokes him. For him, Makhachev's skills and control are on another level, and the outcome is already decided before the fight begins. Tyron Woodley, the former welterweight champion, shared his perspective as well. Woodley acknowledged Jack Della Maddalena's hunger and rise through the ranks, but ultimately leaned toward Islam's experience and overall completeness. He said, I think Islam wins. But once again, if Islam came up in weight and we were sitting there in my era, he's not winning. I think he would give a better match just because of his wrestling ability. He would have given Wonderboy problems. He would have given Robbie problems just because of his wrestling. But if you put Islam Makhachev against Johnny Hendricks, he gets knocked out. You put him against me, I think he gets beat and potentially knocked out. Daniel Cormier's comments about Islam's training only strengthened that point. The exclusive detail that Makhachev is pushing himself harder than ever shows he's not underestimating Jack. Even though fans and odds makers are already labeling him a massive favorite, Islam is working as though he has something to prove. That mindset could be the most dangerous part of all, because a fighter with both confidence and hunger often produces their best performances.
Jack Della Maddalena is a great fight. Della Maddalena surprised me in this fight with Belal Muhammad. Like, he just showed that he's much better than people gave him credit for. He's so well-rounded, so skilled. Makhachev, though, bigger, will have an ability to not be cutting all the weight. He'll be more full. He'll be more, like, fresh. I'm interested. I think that it'll come down to the wrestling of Islam versus Jack's takedown defense and how stingy is he going to be able to be with Islam? Because when Islam can take guys down early, they really struggle. The only time a fight even looks competitive is when they can defend takedowns and he spends large amounts of time on his feet, which he does really well too.
The clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena is shaping up to be one of the most fascinating title fights in years. On one side stands the dominant champion, a man molded in the Dagestani tradition of wrestling and control, who has dismantled world-class fighters time and again. On the other side stands the surging striker from Australia, whose crisp boxing and unshakable composure have earned him a shot at glory. The tension lies in the contrast of styles. Will Makhachev drag the challenger into his world, or will JDM keep the fight standing long enough to land something decisive?
Because Madalena have a very good cardio, very good puncher. Yeah. It's not bad wrestling too. It's not bad wrestling. It's a 50-50.
50-50, but Jack has not that high takedown defense. You know,
but punch it. He have a very hard punches.
And he will be more powerful than...
What makes this fight especially compelling is how divided respected voices are. Volkanovski sees real danger for Islam. Adesanya respects the threat but still sides with the champion. Woodley leans toward Makhachev's depth, while others caution that Madalena could be walking into a nightmare. And Sean Brady reminds everyone that the odds shouldn't be so wide because even the most dominant fighters can lose when styles clash.
We have to give credit to Jack Della because he did such a good job not getting boxed in. He was able to change stances, strike from both stances, and avoid the pressure from Bilal, because if Bilal can box you in and get past that black line, you know, he's gonna, and when I say black line, it's the octagon within the octagon. There's that black line right by the fence, and if he can get you past that black line, that's when he pours it on the thickest, and he did a good job using his stance changes to not get boxed in, forced Bilal into taking long shots, and forced Bilal to fight his fight. So I got to give credit to the former champion. He fought a great fight outside of his wheelhouse, which is his grappling, but credit to Jack Della for fighting a great fight.
Does he beat Islam, do you think?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Islam's a big boy, and he's a very smart fighter.
Beyond the predictions, the emotional stakes are huge. For Makhachev, this fight is about proving that his reign isn't slowing down and that he can handle any challenger, regardless of style. For Madalena, it is the chance of a lifetime to dethrone one of the most feared champions in MMA history and put Australian MMA firmly on the global map.
I was thinking Jack Della Maddalena would lose. He got injury and I was like almost 2 years without fight.
Yeah.
And then he come to different level, bro. He was like gonna be a board fight by points and things like that. But bro, what he did was really good work. He grew up a lot.
Yeah, but
he come a different level.
Yeah, but Islam is a different animal. If there's one thing that I could say in that fight, Islam Makhachev, he gets on top of you.
Yeah.
He's a blanket, bro. Yeah. Top control that Islam has in comparison to Bilal is completely different.
As the date approaches, the energy around the fight only grows stronger. Fans are debating, fighters are weighing in, and analysts are dissecting every angle. The leaked detail about Islam's hard training camp gives everyone a glimpse into his mindset. He knows the danger Jack brings and is preparing accordingly. On the other side, Madalena continues to polish his weapons, ready to step into the cage without fear.
I think Islam Makhachev is a better version of Bilal. The striking on the feet, I think it's easier than Bilal because he'll stay in one stance. He's more traditional style.
Will you pick Volk's brain?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely plan. After the last 2 fights, I've spent a bit of time in Wollongong. So yeah, I think probably the first stop. We go to Wollongong, talk to Volk, see what he reckons. Watch all his fights again, make a solid game plan, and then just start working at it. From pretty much now, I'm going to start working on ways to beat him, different ways to get back to my feet, stuff in the takedown, but I'm pretty confident I can get this one done.
When the cage door finally closes, all the talk will disappear. The training, the predictions, and the speculation will mean nothing. It will come down to whether Islam Makhachev can once again enforce his will, or whether Jack Della Maddalena can shock the world with the performance of his life. Whatever happens, this fight is guaranteed to be remembered because it's not just another title defense. It's a clash of dominance versus destiny, of proven greatness against rising hunger. So what do you think? Will Islam Makhachev's grinding style and hard training prove too much? Or is Jack Della Maddalena the one destined to shock the world? Let us know your prediction in the comments. Hit the like button if you're riding with Ring Rivalry, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive fight breakdowns, insider takes, and all the drama leading up to fight night.